Hi, everyone. My name is Frances. If you know me, my dad was Deep Blue, #1 Chinese magician, and my mom was his assistant, Arlene. And if you don't know me, my name is Frances, who is the daughter of #1 Chinese magician, Deep Blue, and his assistant, Arlene. I am considered in magic history the world's youngest illusionista. And the reason I'm making this video is that in about a week and a half, my dad, if he was still alive, would have been 100 years old on December 31st. So, after my daughter had just done a family timeline about her grandfather, where she interviewed me and I talked about his life starting from 1925, where he was born in China, all the way through his death in 2013. And I thought to myself, what if I did a video series called 100 Days of 100 Facts about the 100th birth of my father? You know, I've been working on this book about his biography since 2017. And I know it's been a long time. The hardest part for me about writing biographical material is I don't want this to be about me. I don't want to write it in a selfish kind of way where it's egotistical and it's about me. And that's hard because when you write about anybody biographically, you're writing more in that first person. And I don't want to do that. So I more focused on his illusions. And I started what is the first and only called the Illusion Family Tree that I did a lecture at the Cincinnati Magic Collectors in 2014. That is still growing. At some point, I'm sure I'll probably be done where I'm happy, still searching for certain things. But that's the hunt. That's the fun of it. Um, but I thought, what if I did this? Now, it could go 100 days, it could go for a whole year. The reason I'm making this video is that I can tell a certain amount of facts, but I thought it'd be fun if I reached out to people who would love for me to retell a story that's relevant enough that we can tell the rest of the world. Over the years since my dad has passed, even before he passed, I'd get messages from people and emails, and people would tell me their stories. And unfortunately, I never really kept a really good log of it. I probably can search it out easily, which is not a big deal. But then there are people who orally told me stories about my father when we'd be at magic conventions, at the magic shops, or just meetups. And what I love about that is that when these people tell me these stories, how on a personal level that he affected their lives. It wasn't just, I met this man. It was more than that. It was deeper. And coming from Chicago, where it's like the mecca of magic, it really it transcends on many deeper levels. I know people who remember my father on TV, and then they say, I think I remember how he talked to me. And it meant so much, whether they were just a child, not knowing what they wanted to do, to wanting to become that magician, and my father being that person they idolized. Or he did a birthday party. I had a lady, and one of the reasons why I thought this was I had a lady who sent me this message through a mutual friend, and the way she wrote, it was just, you can tell how important my father was. And she was a child, and she remembered this. She was retelling me the story about how much it meant to her about my dad. I also remember, just not magically related in a sense, um, how my father would sit with somebody and he would just impart something that was deeper meaning to people. And it made them remind them that they're special. So I think that if we do something like this, it would be sort of not a replacement for my biographical book, but it would be a different format. I will still write articles and book contributions like I have this year. I've done two. I will still work on a pamphlet. I don't know where I'm going to take this, but this is something new that has never been done. And I just thought that if I talk to you all and you come back to me and I can tell that story, because it's not about me, it's about my father, my mom. You have these memories. We want to keep those memories alive. And just like in all my concerts that I do, I always talk about how legacies are important and how we have to pass these down, whether they're written and recorded on paper, on video. It doesn't matter. And the only way they stay alive is through someone telling them. And so I hope that whoever gets this message, and remember my dad and my mom, there's the portrait that Louise Diamond made of specific people as a gift, or my mom. I'm actually in this picture. She was expecting me. You have a story, and it's that important that you think that somebody else can get something out of. Feel free to reach out. And I hope that this might become something bigger. I don't know. It's an experiment. But for now, 100 days of 100 facts on the 100th anniversary of my dad's birth just sounds 100% fun. So please don't hesitate. It can be as long as you want. You can, whatever format that makes it easier. I want to make this a fun celebration. I like to start this on December 31st and take it to wherever it goes. So thank you for taking the time out to hearing me talk about this project, and I hope to hear from you soon and to make this a successful project, not just for myself, but for everyone who finds inspiration about people that they looked up to. Any of you don't know who he is, I hope that maybe a short video about him and what he's done in his life might actually inspire you to be a better person, a better magician, a better anyone. And I think that's really what's important. So looking forward to hearing from you all. Thank you for your time, and have a wonderful day.